Number 14, Nate Deerfield. Number 19, Lennon Creekbaum. And number 20, Trey Hall.
Will bat second. Isaac Lemlin, the right fielder, hits in the number 3 spot. It'll be Riley Linville, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Jeremiah Farrell is the catcher. He'll hit 5th. Nate Amsden is a designated hitter. He's hitting for the second baseman tonight, and he will bat in the 6th hole. The number 7 hitter, the shortstop, Jordan Kaufman, Corey Hill. We were talking about Matt Doba.
It was fun. It was fun back in the day, and I told my wife, I think I told my wife the other day, I told somebody I wish I had time to do it again.
Yeah, he does get to be, he got the day job, that's the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. We've been watching. There's been a bunch of left-handed pitchers here as Buck gets ready, and he's facing left-hander Jacob Pitney here. That one's way high, and it's ball one. I have seen more guys picked off at first with a left-handed pitcher this year than I have seen in my entire career combined.
Yeah, if that ball was a little bit lower and a little bit quicker to the paper, we would have just put it.
Pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
Sorry, man, that's not good.
He looked kind of that way the other day. I know they've been working. He's been struggling with his control a little bit. The idea was don't worry about throwing so hard, just hit the strikes it. Yeah, you're right. Pitch on the way, and he'll throw over and back and the last time. With that pickoff, do you think it's because they didn't play last year and they're seeing lefties for the first time? Pitch on the way, and it's high, chopped to the left. Widener will pick it up. He'll go the short way to first. He's over in the hole between second and first. Cam thought about it. It would have been.
Now batting for Triton, right fielder, number 44.
Fielder's
Isaac
choice. We'll put a
Lemler.
runner at first, leave a runner at first. Exactly right. Don't play yourself into a big inning. So the 4-3 put out. We'll leave the runner at second safe, and another left-handed hitter at the plate.
You would be here to feet.
Pitch is high for a ball, so runner at second is Greer. Pitney goes out 4-3.
To me, all these pitches are up.
Yeah, well, you see his release point though. It's right up over the top of his head. He's got to get that through. Fingers on top, as I used to yell. Runner at second gets his lead. There you go. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and it's strike one. So 2-1 now.
You know, working kids, you tell kids to keep your feet on top of the ball.
They'll figure it out quick. 2-1 pitch about ready to come from Buck. He'll check the runner, and it's on the way.
There you go.
A little breaker on the outside half to the left-handed hitting Lemler, and it's strike two. 2-2 count now. 1 out. Buck takes some time getting that sign. He'll get the pitch. Strike on the hands, and he'll strike out Lemler. That was a very good pitch.
Yep.
Tough pitch to lay off of, too.
Now batting for Triton, first baseman,
Get a guy to
number
swing
42,
through that.
Riley
So now Linville
Linville.
down the plate. The first baseman tonight with 2 outs. Runner at second is Greer, who led off with a single. They'll throw back, and that'll go out into center field as Buck threw it behind Winkle. Play was on. I think he saw that it wasn't going to work.
Ooh, that's a pretty stupid.
Winkle wasn't going to get to the bag, so he tried to hit. Didn't hit him in stride, I guess.
That was like a Mitchell Trubisky's throw.
It was a swing and a miss by Linville, and it's strike one. And he just turned. There wasn't anybody there. Got to do something with it at that point. That just threw it towards Ivan. Pitch on the way. There you go. Another one. Took a little bit off that one. And it goes to 0-2. Greer led off with a single. There are 2 outs now as he is at second base, and Buck ready to go. His pitch on the way. Once again, strikes out Linville. So that high fastball is hard to lay off of again, and that'll end the inning for Triton. They had a hit, but they left the runner at second. And so we will go to the equivalent half of first. We have no score. All right, go ahead and play 2.
Rusty, do I have to do something on here to make you guys come through here?
I don't think so.
You're all set with what you've got going because you're not coming through. It's picking up your guys' voices through this camera, but it's not coming through this. I don't know if it's something on this iPad or just want to double check with you.
Okay. How about now?
Okay, let me pull up
this now start?
Something came on the
Okay, I know what it is then.
Okay, we'll try that. Let's see what happens.
Okay. I'll learn never to use a different chord. That's the bottom line. Those of you listening on this stream, Broadcasting 101, never change anything. If something works, just pray to the radio gods that it keeps working. That's all you can do.
Seconds. And you're on.
Back at Bill Nixon Field, Rusty Nixon, Bob Caban with you, and we head to the Plymouth half of number one. It'll be Ivan Winkle leading it off for Plymouth. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Matt Dobuck, and then Brady Pittman, the center fielder. We like to see Winkle break out here today. For him, he's been struggling. I know he's probably upset with himself because he thinks he can drive every ball in the gap, but he's been doing those little things, though, that a leadoff hitter needs to do. He's getting himself on base, taking the walk, getting himself in position to score runs. So I know he'd like to be driving the ball to the gap, but still doing what he's supposed to do. That's it on the ground to the right side. Jumps up on the second baseman, and with Winkle's speed, once again, he's aboard.
See, right now, as a hitter, take a couple pitches because nothing against this kid that's throwing. He's not going to throw the ball by you. Time him up and see where he's throwing his release point.
Dobuck will step in.
Hit the ball hard.
And he has been, as we said, red hot. Now, we'll see what he does here against Pitney. Pitch on the way. It's
right
way
there.
outside. Ball one. Nobody out. We're just underway here in the Plymouth first. Ivan Winkle aboard on the error by Hunter Schetzel. And that one inside.
That's
nice
all right.
pitch.
All right. Throw that pitch again, he'll turn on it.
Nice pitch by Pitney as he just swept that right in on the hands, and it's 1-1. Winkle with his lead. He'll just take off, and a swing and a miss by Dobuck. But
yeah, right there. His whole front side was flying open.
I think he wanted that one.
Yeah. Stay back and hit it hard.
Strike two to Dobuck. Now the runner at second, Winkle with a stolen base. Pitney will get the sign. He'll come set. Pitch on the way. That's way outside for a ball.
Looked like a curveball, wouldn't it be?
Didn't quite get over the top of it. Schetzel at second, a left-hander. You don't see that very often. He'll hold the runner back off now. Pitch on the way, and it's hit hard to the right side, right through the first baseman. It'll get out to right field. Winkle will score on this one easily. And two hitters, a run across for Plymouth. On the base hit by Dobuck. And another RBI.
That's the that's the pitch Matt wanted, but he rolled his hands a little bit on that one.
So Winkle will score.
I've heard good things about Pittman. I've never worked with him, but I've heard some good things about him.
I have inside. He'll turn away from it. I have too, and he's another one. I think they'd really like to see him break free. He hit a monster shot here last week against South Central. Hitting in that third spot. That's hit hard. That's a beautiful swing right up the middle.
Kept his hands back on that one. Oh,
and Dobuck going to hit second. He's going all the way. Didn't even slow down. Nobody covers second. Right Great running by Pittman as he'll move up.
Good base running right there.
So Brady Pittman with a line drive single right up the middle. That'll move Dobuck to third and to second on the throw will be Pittman. Now, Feast with a chance to drive in two. Pitney set. That's in the dirt. Good block by Farrell.
Make him throw you a strike. Kids think, man, walking's not good. Getting a walk isn't good. A walk's just as good as a hit.
It's an opportunity to score.
Exactly. You got to get on base to score.
Pitch on the way. It's a strike.
All right. That's
on the inner half. I remember an old coach we both had who said that every hitting stat was overrated other than on-base percentage.
Exactly.
That was the most important one because those are guys that can score. Curveball stays high.
And when you coach, you realize that too.
Yeah.
You can have a 300 batting average, but what are you doing the other 7 times at bat?
Exactly. 2-1 count here to Feast. Pitch on the way. Takes a little off. Popped in the air to the right side. It's going to get out of play. A lot of sunshine here, but it is. Tell you what, I don't miss being on the field on these kind of days.
In fact, where's the heat? Don't you have heaters in
we
here?
do, as a matter of fact. Let me turn that on. As a matter of fact.
Puerto Rican blood's getting cold.
2-2 count. Bob asked for the heat, so ask and you shall receive. That's it high in the air to center.
That's trouble.
And Cunningham will drift under it, and
he
he'll get it, and he'll go to third, which is the right play. He's not going to throw Delbuck out at the plate.
Yeah, he moved the ball.
So a sacrifice fly will score the second run.
Bringing up left fielder,
And that'll bring up Cam Shibley.
I've heard some good things about Cam, too.
I have as well. And once again, you're talking about a bunch of guys, younger guys, that are baseball players. Matt Manzik, another one, pitch outside for a ball. Cam was hitting in that 9 slot to start off the season. They popped him up to number 5. Lead at second by Pittman. They'll throw back. He's back in plenty of time.
You know what's good about a number 9 slot? I always tell kids, if you're a number 9 hitter, it really doesn't matter what number hitter you are. All the kids ahead of you, that's an extra at bat you should have.
Yep. If you're in the on deck, right?
Yeah. And, sitting there and standing there in the dugout, number 8 hitter, by the time you're up, you should have 7 at bats.
Kids don't understand that.
No.
You got to explain it to them. Pitch on the way. Pittman doesn't even
That's in there.
move back. That's going to be down the line to right field. Fair ball. That's going to be at least a single. Shibley going to head for second.
Maybe
and the
triple.
Runner will score. The outfielder holds it. He'll get it in finally.
Yeah, that's like a line drive in the gap.
So a double down the line for Shibley. And that will score Pittman from second.
number 11,
He will hold up at second base. Skylar Aker will step in, first baseman today. I'll tell you, Shibley looks good on the mound, too. I know he struggled a little bit with his control the first 2 times out, but his mechanics look really good.
I haven't seen him throw. I listened to the St. Joe game on the radio, and then I came Saturday to watch the Marion game.
Pitch on the way. That's hit on the ground.
better.
Nobody there. It's going to be a base hit. They will send Shibley. He will score easily. And the throw will come to second.
Had a baby Skyler.
So Aker gets a base hit. Drives in a run. Through that vacated hole between
designated hitter, number 7,
second and third, Michael Shealy will come to the plate.
I worked with him. Gosh, he's probably 9 years old. The dude is huge now.
Oh, he is so, and he's strong too. I mean, just ridiculous strong. Pitches high for ball. And the thing I always liked about Michael is the fact that you're getting everything he's got to give on every single pitch. He's not going to slow down a bit. Pitch or throw over and Aker back easily. Pitney ready. He's trailing now 4-0. Pitch on the way. Swing and a
The
miss.
other thing is, his hands look like they're too high.
He will drive the ball. The other thing about Michael is he can run, too. So he's got all the tools. That's up and in. He'll hold off. It's a ball. Runner at first is Aker. Plymouth already with a 4-0 lead. They have 4 hits in the first and 1 out.
Yep.
Throw over. Aker back in plenty of time. Shealy at the plate and waiting on deck. Matt Manzik, third baseman.
If Skyler has changed, I don't think he's a base stealer threat.
No,
He wasn't when he was younger.
Pitch on the way. Inside corner. Shealy takes
But
it for a strike.
he's grown quite a bit, so he's got those long legs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's a station-to-station base runner. 4-0 Plymouth. Pitch on the way. Curveball in the dirt. Nice job by Farrell to keep it in front, and it'll go to a full count on Sheely with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first. Plymouth with a 4-0 lead. Aker at first gets his lead. That's hit in the air,
on the hands.
and that'll drop.
Right on the hands.
And they'll have to play at second, and they will get Skylar Aker there. As the shortstop ranged all the way over to try to catch that ball, couldn't do it, but was able to recover enough to throw Aker out at second. There was a force on that. No infield fly with just the runner on first. So the fielder's choice will have Sheely aboard at first base, and Manzik will step in, throw over. Michael back in plenty of time.
He's pretty quick, isn't he?
He can run. He can definitely run. Stretch, pitch on the way. There he goes.
That's a good take by Manzik. That wasn't a strike. That was a bad pitch to hit. He let it go and lets Sheely steal. That's a good pitch to take, Matt.
That was a good pitch to take.
Most kids would see that kid running and swing at it.
Now the runner at second, Sheely on the stolen base. Curveball stays high, and Manzik is ahead in the count 2-0, and he's rewarded. He's got a good hitter's count here.
Yeah, you're licking your chops here.
One pitch, one spot. Stretch, pitch on the way from Pitney.
Oh,
that wasn't the pitch.
No. That was a strike, but it wasn't a pitch you're going to hit hard.
Pretty good take.
Don't get yourself out.
Stretch. Pitch on the way.
That's
hit hard to the left side, right in front of the left fielder. They will send Sheely, and he will score easily. Manzik will hold it first, so it is now 5-0 Plymouth. Base hit by Manzik. That was a good swing by Matt. They've been waiting for him to break out as well. Now the number 9 hitter and the 9th hitter in the inning, Widener, will step in.
Do they? Do the schools give you batting averages and stats like they used to?
Yeah, I don't have any yet because it's so early in the year. I've been keeping them myself.
No, I mean like away teams.
Oh no, I didn't get any today either. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Widener. He'll foul it off, and it's one strike here. Runner at first is Manzik. Pitney in the stretch. It's on the way. That'll stay high for a ball. And it is 1-1. 2 away here in the first. Plymouth has 5 across. Runner at first gets his lead.
No.
Right there on the corner. Good pitch by Pitney.
The guy's giving it a little extra outside.
1-2 count now with 2 outs. Manzik with his lead. Pitney trying to work out of a jam. Curveball hit hard on the ground. Third baseman picks it up. He'll go the short way to second, and
it looked like he dropped that, didn't it?
Call is out. It did.
It looked like he dropped it.
But it is out. So on the fielder's choice, Widener hits it to Zach Greer, who goes the short way. That's 3 away. And that'll do it for Plymouth in the bottom of the first. We head to the Triton top half of number 2, 5-0 Plymouth.
All right. Ten seconds. And back to you.
High School, actually Bill Nixon Field, not Plymouth High School. And it'll be Jeremiah Farrell, Nate Amston, and Jordan Kaufman, first three hitters for Triton here.
In the basketball zone now, huh?
Yeah. Pitch on the way, good one. It's going to be a ball inside to Farrell. Farrell, a big, strong-looking right-hander. Actually looks pretty solid behind the plate,
he's
too.
He's a big fella.
He's the catcher. Pitch on the way. That's a little bit low, but right on the corner, strike one. Just underway here in the second. Rusty Nixon, Bob Caban, Plymouth Baseball. Pitch on the way, and that one will stay down.
You know what I like to see out of Matt right now? He's just start chucking. It looks like he's barely throwing. Just get your mechanics down and throw.
2-1 pitch on the way. That one is swing and a miss by Farrell.
Looks like he's barely throwing.
It doesn't look like he's driving off the mound at all.
He's striding out, and he's not driving off that mound.
Pitch on the way.
See his back
swing
hip?
and a miss. Takes something out. Yep.
His back hip stand back.
So strike three to Farrell. Is out number one. That'll bring up Nate Amsden. He's the designated hitter tonight for the second baseman, Schatzel. Amsden, big left-hander, will step in. No, I'd throw him an early fastball. Swing and a miss, strike one. Want to see if he can hit it. He's another big, strong-looking kid.
Yeah.
Dobuck ready. His pitch on the way, right down the chute for a strike.
See, I think Triton only has 3 seniors on his team. I think so. They got some pretty big kids.
They have some very big kids. Farrell's a big one. Last one, there's a swing and a miss. 1, 2, 3.
Just get a couple games underneath their belt and some practices. I like in between innings, the 2 coaches were out there in Triton teaching kids what to do, what they did wrong, and how to fix it.
Well, you don't get better unless somebody's helping you with that.
Exactly.
You got a bunch of young kids.
We've all been there.
But
If
you ain't
you've
kidding.
coached.
You ain't kidding. On the way, it's a little up and away. Ball one.
I guarantee you 2-3 years if everybody stays together, they'll be pretty good.
Stay together and work at it because you've got some athletic kids, obviously. Pitches high for a ball. That's the thing as a coach when you've got this situation with a lot of young guys. Some of them haven't even played. Make sure you're staying positive with them.
Exactly.
5-0 the score. That's right down the middle of strike.
Everybody hates losing, but you got to learn in the process of losing.
Well, and we were talking off the air, you know, as important as winning in this situation is getting better every night.
Exactly.
Ground ball to first is foul.
I always tell Grady, every day after practice or after a game, you look in the mirror, did I get better today than I was yesterday?
That is exactly right. 2-2 on the way. Dobuck paints that inside corner.
That was a pretty good inning there.
That was a good inning as Matt strikes out the side, and we will head to the Plymouth half of number 2. And it'll be the top of the order again. Ivan Winkle, Matt Dobuck, and Brady Pittman back after this.
Got it. Ten seconds. And back to you.
Back to Bill Nixon Field. Rusty Nixon with Bob Caban. It is 5-0 Plymouth. Pitch on the inside half. It's going to be a ball to Ivan Winkle, the leadoff man, leading off again this inning. Pilgrims with 5 runs, 5 hits in the first inning. Jacob Pitney, pitch on the way. Takes a little off of it, but leaves it inside. So it goes to 2-0. Good hitters count here.
I love Little Wink. I wish I'd had 12 of him when I coached.
He's fiery.
Oh, man.
Pitch on the way. That one, a ball. 3-0 now.
He hated losing when he was 12. I imagine what he does now.
Yeah, I think you probably hit that one on the head. Curveball in the outside half by Pitney. 3-1, he goes to a breaking pitch. That's pitching. Honestly. The only guy I ever saw do that was Mike Lehman. Pitch on the way, that one stays up. It's ball 4. I'm just not sure Mike knew better. I asked him one time, I said, you throw 3 fastballs for a ball, you go to a curveball. Well, I got better control on my curve. I said, then why don't you throw that somewhere in those 3 pitches?
Exactly. Watch this. Matt's going to turn on one here.
If Ivan gives him a chance, I think he's going to be off to the races here in a minute.
Did you see where he was at? He was on the edge of that on the edge of that.
And that's the thing he gives you. If he can get on base, he's got to understand he is a double. All he's got to do is get out there. He's going to hold balls high.
He can go anytime he wants.
And isn't going to be thrown out very often.
No.
If he can get
that's amazing. Didn't he just have knee surgery or Achilles?
Oh, he's picked off. Picked.
Go, 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 go.
See, that was the thing. Slide and in. He will get the stolen base anyway. Ivan gets picked off. But I remember when I was coaching with Joe over at Ancilla, he was always, if you get picked, you'd sprint straight to second. Don't get in a rundown.
Sprint to second with your hands up. Hopefully the ball hits your hands.
You wouldn't tell him to put the hands up, but
oh yeah.
Dobuck stepping in, runner at second is Winkle. 1-0 pitch. He hits it hard. Oh, right at the first baseman.
Gracious.
Riley Linval able to catch that. Boy, he didn't get
Look at his hand. He's shaking his hand. He's shaking his glove hand.
In this kind of weather.
Oh, not only that, with that sun and beating
I
right on
know.
his
That
head.
wouldn't have been a fun one at all.
No.
So they're going to make Winkle go back to second. You know, that's you hit a good point there, too. You got the sun in your eyes, and you see that thing come off the bat like that. You better hope you see it.
Oh, yeah. If you're not, you're going to feel it.
You're going to have some dental work to do.
Watch Winkle right here. He's going.
Winkle will hold on, and he dekes the guy just enough to get him to hold the ball. Greer decides to keep it instead of make the throw over. And the runners will be safe. That's going to have to be a single.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Tanner. Get a pitch to hit.
So Feast will step in with runners at first and second and 1 out. Pitney with the throw. Pitches right there for a strike. I'll tell you, Pitney, only a freshman. That's the
pitcher here?
Yeah, you're looking at this lineup. Almost every player out here is a freshman. Pitch on the inside half.
12U, Triton used to have some pretty good teams there at every now and then.
Well, it used to be tough when we were playing down there. Remember those guys?
Yeah. Look at Winkle. Oh,
there's
that's
a ball
gone.
hitting the gap. That may not have enough ballpark to keep it in here.
No.
It's going to bounce one hop the fence, and Feast will go into second standing up, and 2 runs will come across. So well struck on that one, as Feast will get a 2-run double.
He kept his hands back. I was watching his hands on that pitch because, Pitney's not throwing very hard, so you want to keep your hands back. But I watched his hands. His hands stayed back on that one.
He does have a nice little breaker. That's the thing. If you don't stay back, he can get you on that one. Throw to second, and Feast back in plenty of time. 7-0 Plymouth now with 1 out in the second.
Who is this, Skyler? No.
Cam Shively's at the plate. Yep. That's hit hard on the ground to third. Greer will pick it up. He'll throw over this time.
Good play.
And the ball gets away from the first baseman, Linville. And Feast doesn't even slow down. He'll come in to score.
That's too bad.
And so the error.
Number 4, is he a freshman?
We'll have a run across. Once again, a lot of freshmen on the field for Triton.
Well, you got
So Aker will come to the plate, runner at first and 1 out. It's now 8-0 Plymouth. Action in the bullpen. We did expect to see a lot of folks today. As Ryan Wolf told us, he'd go to the bullpen early and often, try to get some folks out. I know Cam Widener was one he wanted to get out to the mound today. You sit and you plan that out. It doesn't always work out. That's hit hard and deep to center.
That's trouble.
Center fielder. Nice running catch out there by Braden Cunningham. As he'll run that down. Aker got most of it, but it was held up a little bit.
That's a sophomore out there.
Nice play out in center field. And so now Sheely will come up with 2 outs.
Come on, Mike. Keep your hands back and drop.
Runner at first is Scheibele.
Oh, get back.
Throw over. Ball gets away from Linval, and Scheibele will try to run.
Oh, he's there.
Linval won't get it in time, and Scheibele will move up on the throwing error. So Scheibele goes to second.
Oh.
And that's strike 1. Sheely with an 0-1 count. Runner at second now in scoring position is Scheibele. Pitch on the way from Pitney behind Sheely.
Nick, you used to coach pitching. Do you, as a pitcher, do you coach to a pitcher, every kid? You have a plan to pitch every kid?
If you've seen them play, there's a ground ball to the shortstop. He'll pick it up, and he won't be able to throw it in time as he took a little bit too much time out there. Kaufman just held it, beat too long. If you know the hitter, yeah, you do. Now, when I was, my approach changed in college and high school. I would tell our guys, but of course, I got to preface this by saying I had people like Mark Gaban and Eric Teal and people like that inside, and it hit Manzuk.
Oh, I'd have told the umpire that didn't hit me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you pretend because you want to get that swing in.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you haven't been swinging the ball great or bat great.
With this big of a lead, I want to hit. I don't want to walk.
So he will go to first. And now we'll have a meeting at the mound. So Mark Elliott comes out. In high school, I'd tell them, get in on the hands. Let's see how fast their hands are first. If we hadn't seen them hit, we'd come in with fastballs and see. Because once you've seen a swing or two, you know what he can handle.
Exactly.
So we figured the place we were going to get hurt the least was to get in on his fists and see, because not a lot of guys like that pitch.
And at the high school level, not too many kids got quick enough hands to hit that.
Exactly. So we'd try to figure out by seeing him swing a couple of times if we could throw him a breaker or whatever, because then you watch the rest of his body when he's swinging. In college, you throw that in there, you're probably paying for a baseball.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that changed. There's a breaker on the outside corner to Widener for a strike. Yeah, there were a lot of things that changed in the college. You didn't come inside very often. If you threw an inside curveball, that guy was going to first base.
The reason why I asked
fly ball to center
is because as hitters, you got to have a plan.
Yes,
at the
you
plate.
do. Yes, you do.
If you don't, you're gonna lose half the battles.
So Cunningham will catch that fly ball to end the inning. But now before Plymouth puts 3 more across, and we will head to the top of inning number 3. It is 8-0 Pilgrims.
Whether you won or lost, Coach Nixon would talk to you for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour.
Sometimes you didn't like it very much.
Exactly, but you better have your eyes on him.
Rusty Nixon with Bob Caban. We do have some changes here, as we thought. It's going to be Cam Widener on the mound, and Matt Dobuck will take over for him in left field. Moving into second base is Cam Shively, and that'll set the defense here as Corey Hill will come to the plate for Triton. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Braden Cunningham.
It's a pretty good defense right here. Even with Widener at second base, I like this infield right here.
They have played extremely well defensively. There was a couple of moments at St. Joe where there was some decision processes that weren't quite fast enough.
Well, that was their first game, though, wasn't
Exactly. They have really matured quickly. And Widener on for the first time this year. His first pitch, a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. This is a game every pitcher wants to come into, man.
Oh,
Just pour strikes in there now.
Sure, yeah. No walks. Give up a home run instead of a walk.
Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
Goodness.
Strike two. See, that's what I think. You look at these guys, a lot of them, you talk about a plan, a lot of them are freshmen. At this point, you're ahead 8-0. I tell our pitchers, just throw it up out over the plate and see how far they can hit it.
Exactly.
As long as you don't walk anybody in front of them, nobody's going to hit an 8-run homer.
Not too much planning on this situation here. You just throw strikes.
Strike three.
Throw strikes and see if they can hit it.
And the good news is Cam gets to come in a situation where he doesn't have to stress about every single thing that leaves his hand.
Exactly.
He can just get out there and get some work in and feel good about what he's doing. It really helps you as you go on in the season. Cunningham ready. He'll step in. A couple of nice plays in center for Triton last inning. He'll swing and miss at strike one. Cunningham, a sophomore, so he's the veteran on the starting squad for Triton. Widener.
I was counting. I think there's only 6 seniors and juniors on this team.
One strike pitch to Cunningham with one out. Widener, swing and a miss, strike two. And I think you made the point as we were off the air. Between innings, and you said this after the inning is over, Mark Elliott has that team surrounded him, and he is going over exactly what he saw during that inning. And the thing that I liked when you pointed that out this inning, every one of them's over there shaking their head.
Exactly.
They're hearing every word he says.
And eye contact.
And there's a base hit up the middle, so a good swing by Cunningham, and that'll be the second base runner for the Trojans. And see, that as a coach, you love that because you know that you're seeing a bunch of guys that want to get better.
Exactly. Just hopefully they stick together and ride out the bad stuff, and eventually they'll get better.
Well, you're going to get tested with the schedule they play. So the Widener's set, runner at first gets his lead. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. That's going to be tough.
That's a tough play for
He'll
Wink.
have to go to first. That was the right play.
Good play, Wink.
He has looked good defensively. Ivan is playing well defensively.
I'm telling you, every time I see Wink and I talk to people, I'd have 12 of him before I'd have anybody else. You give me 12 Ivan Winkles, I'll win.
Probably will. Or die trying, one or the other.
Yep.
2 out now. Jacob Pitney will step in. Takes a pitch. And it's 1-0. Pitney, the number 2 hitter in the order. He is the pitcher. Widener in the stretch here with runner at second. He'll check the runner.
The only thing with Wink is he could be his worst enemy.
Well, and pitch on the way, it's a strike. A lot of good players are like that.
Oh, yeah.
I can remember a bunch of them that we played with that if they'd been able to stop it.
I know 2 on your family tree that are like that.
Really? I could tell you 3 of them.
Well, I never had Elijah, so I couldn't tell you about Elijah.
Yeah, you did. Ground ball to second. You just forgot. He was that forgettable. Ground ball to Shively.
He was a catcher. Maybe I didn't see it very often.
Ground ball to second base, and that'll end the inning. So we will head to the bottom of the third, and Plymouth leads this one 8-0. It's play 2.
Got it. 10 seconds. And back to you.
Back at Bill Nixon Field, Rusty Nixon with Bob Caban. Tonight it'll be Ivan Winkle leading it off. He's been aboard twice on an error and a walk. Matt Dobuck will follow him.
Really, this Pitney kid hasn't really thrown that bat.
No, he has not.
A couple little duck snort hits and a couple errors.
To me, he's been right around the plate all the time. That is huge. You can teach everything else. You can get better.
Feast is the only one to hit the ball really hard.
Pitch on the way. It's a curveball, right? And that's what he's got nice control of that breaking pitch.
Yeah.
1 strike to Winkle. Pitney ready. Pitch on the way. Breaking pitch again. Hit to the shortstop, and it eats him up.
He's staying on the outside part of that plate, and everybody's trying to pull him.
You're right there. So the error on the shortstop will bring up Matt Dobuck.
See, now he's going to have a hard time throwing outside the mat because he's going to throw me inside the mat, and Matt's just going to say, get another baseball.
You're exactly right there. Big lead by Winkle. He'll be back easily. Dobuck singled. Probably the out he had was a harder hit ball than the single.
About tore that first baseman's head off.
Pitch on the way. That one on the inner half. That's a strike. That's a nice pitch.
You don't want that.
Big sweeping breaking ball that dropped in there. 8-0 our score. 1 strike. Throw over to first. Winkle back.
We're going back to Wink, having 12 of him. I remember Benji and Nate. Good Lord. You talk about wearing their emotions on their sleeves.
Really?
Oh, man.
Pitch on the way. That's outside.
What I liked. They were competitors. They hated to lose. And I remember Nate would go through a wall for me if I asked him to.
Well, that's Nate, though. And he's another one that just throw over and Winkle back. Never slowed down.
Oh, no.
Never slowed his jaw down either.
No,
he always had something to say.
Always wanted me to. He was always wanted to pitch.
He ended up being a real good pitcher. There's one hit hard to right.
That's over his head.
That's going to one-hop the fence. It'll be at least a double. We'll see
Wink's
if they send Winkle. He should score easily. And so another one comes across as Dobuck with another.
That's amazing how Winkle just had surgery on his Achilles and he can still.
Well, actually, it was his knee.
Or his knee.
Yeah.
He can still run like he does.
Yeah,
he just had that in football season too, didn't
exactly. That was the only question I had coming in here was he going to be rehabbed completely? He doesn't look to be favoring it at all.
No.
Pittman will step in.
Man, he's a big kid. Looks like he's pretty thick. Pittman.
Brady? He's a running back in football.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. 1-0 count here. Nobody out. Runner at second is Dobuck. He just doubled a run home. Fake throw to second. Jacob Pitney. Right-hander.
What grade's Pitney in?
He is a freshman.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Breaking pitch high to the center field, and that one's going to drop.
Nice drop. That's that
right fielder just lost it. Yeah. He was really the one who had the best shot at it and just never found it.
I feel for you, brother.
I know.
Been there, done that.
You used to play out there, didn't you?
A little bit. So Coach Nixon realized I couldn't see, so he put me out and left.
I remember one time when I was coaching, I always asked him, I said, why do you always put your best outfielder in right field? You know, because conventional wisdom says you put him in center, curve ball stays up, it's ball one to Fees. And he said, go out there and try to catch the ball.
That's why I didn't stay there long.
So I went out there during batting practice, and after about 3 hitters, I was back in. He says, I said, I figured it out. I came back in because I was afraid I was going to get hurt. Straight in the air.
Oh, that's trouble.
That's going to be a problem as a catcher will not get there. Farrell, I know he's upset with himself, but that was way up in the air.
That might have even been might have even been the first baseman, but he would have had to chug there.
I was going to say that may have been fair when it went in the air too. Yeah. You got that wind up there as high as that was, and you got the stands here blocking the wind. At some point, it gets really, and it's going to drift back to the infield anyway.
Exactly.
So that's not an easy catch. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, I think when we played, we had Vans out there. Vans was a knucklehead. He could care less.
He didn't care.
He could care less whether he got hit in the head or not.
Yeah, he just He just run it down, catch it.
If he ran into the fence, he ran into the fence.
Ball 2, 2-1. Yeah, it was dangerous out there. This time of day especially. Foul ball off to the right side, and it'll be strike 2.
So now you want to, even though you're up 9-0, get a good at bat here. Hit the ball out to right field and right side of the field and get a run here.
Pitch on the way.
That must have been low.
Gets away from the catcher, and it'll be ball 3. 3-2 count here. Runners on the corners.
Tried the ball the opposite field here.
Pittman and Dobuck.
Plus you get something inside.
Pittman gets his lead. Pitch on the way.
Oh,
that's going to stay high.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, my goodness. That had to have been high.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Second baseman.
I even think I would have swung at that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That ball came in there saying, hit me, hit me, hit me.
Yeah, it did. Nobody out now, bases full. Pitch
Oh,
hit
that's
hard
good
to
hit.
center. That is well struck. Cunningham will come in, make the
good
play.
job. Throw it, brother.
So Shibley squares that one up. He'll get an RBI for that sack fly.
Hit it hard. That's all you can ask.
Hit it hard up the middle, too. You know you're getting a good look if you hit it right up the middle of the field.
Yep, I know Shively's upset, but he hit it hard. Come on, Skyler, get a base hit here. Hit the ball hard.
Boy, I was never upset if I got an RBI.
Gee, I was never upset if I hit the ball.
Skyler Aker will drop in.
Oh, that's a good curveball.
Curveball drops in. It's strike 1 to him. He has singled and flown out in this game. Runner at first is Feast at third. Pittman. Pitch on the way from Pitney.
Oh, see his front foot.
Hit to the right side. He gets a
Oh, my goodness.
seeing eye single through that gap. That's going to send the runner Feast to third.
Was he stealing on that?
He was moving. Well, no, I don't think he was. He just got a really good break.
That second baseman left. He was almost at second base.
Yeah, he was in there. He was a long way from where that was.
Yeah. But I wish somebody would videotape Skyler and show him what he's doing. He was stepping third base and reached out and poked it.
Yeah, he did get a bat on it. Luckily that time. There's a pitch. Curveball stays up. Berkey Pile come in, hit for himself.
Because when he played 12U, even when a couple times I'll talk to Akers or Feast, and when they play when Skyler and Tanner played together travel ball, he used to hit the ball pretty well and travel ball.
Runners at the corners. Boston Berkey Pile hitting for himself. 2-0 pitch. Grounded to third. And it's going to be past the third baseman. It'll be a base hit. Runner will score from third. Feast, and holding up at third will be Akers. The throw comes all the way in.
The third baseman's a freshman too.
Yeah, you'd be hard, but you can't throw a rock without hitting a freshman here.
No. I don't know about the shortstop. I don't know what the shortstop. I know the second baseman is, I think.
Shortstop is a freshman. Or wait a minute here. Shortstop's a freshman
Your whole
as well.
infield. Your whole infield,
Whole
but your
infield
first
are
baseman.
freshmen.
But your first baseman and your pitcher's a freshman.
It's a lot of freshmen. So Berkey Pile with a hit. It's the one thing Boston gives you is that he can swing the bat a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. He's hit the ball pretty well.
He can swing it. And he'll be run for. That is going to be, I think, Caden Widener, but we'll see. No, it's Devontae Garcia will take over as a courtesy runner at first.
He's pretty quick, too.
Yes, he's kind of quick. Pitch on the outer half.
I worked with him back in the day when he was younger.
He can run. Anybody's watched him play football, he can run. Pitch on the way. That's hit hard to the right side. That's going to be a base hit.
That's a good
hit.
hit.
Manzook has had a couple of really good at-bats. That's his second hit of the game.
Kept his hands back and drove it to the opposite field. Nothing against his pitcher, but Coach Nixon used to call these pitchers cunny thumbers.
Because they don't throw real hard.
Exactly.
Yep. You just have to go up and make sure you don't get fooled on the breaking pitch.
Exactly. Keep your hands back and try the ball up the middle to right field.
So Manzook picks up an RBI.
That's a little curveball there.
Cam Widener takes it for ball 1. He's flown out, reached on a fielder's choice. 13-0 now, Plymouth. We're in the bottom of the third.
Lord, you better get back.
Yeah, Devontae, we'll see it go out into center, but he'll hold up.
Hit his helmet.
I think it did. right next to the ear hole.
Right in the noggin.
Now, Devontae hasn't played baseball for a while.
Oh, he hadn't?
No.
He doesn't play travel ball? I thought he did.
No, he hasn't played in a while. He
he did
second.
it again.
Now he'll go back. Not sure. I think he ran track last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
1-0 count. Curveball outside for a ball. 2-0. Pitney now with 75 pitches.
I'm telling you what, once again, he's only a freshman. I'm pretty impressed with him.
And put up against, you put this team against another bunch of freshmen.
Exactly.
That's a pretty solid bunch.
No offense to these guys, but most of these guys are JVers. You put them up against a JV team, they're going to do pretty well.
Yep. Guys their own age and experience level, they would be right there with any of them. Stretch by Pitney, pitch on the way, breaking pitch hit high in the air down the left field side. That's going to be trouble. I don't think anybody's going to get there.
Oh, that third baseman almost got there.
He did have some range, didn't he? That was a long run for Greer. He couldn't get there. The left fielder got a late break.
If anybody was going to get that, it was going to be a shortstop.
So that foul ball makes it 2-2 here to Widener. Runner at second is the courtesy runner, Garcia. Pitch on the way. That's hit hard right up the middle, and it'll be a base hit for Widener. They will send Garcia from third. Runner at second. Manzuk will truck into third.
See right there, once again, the freshmen.
Yep, exactly.
Fundamentally, they didn't. And I'm sure next year they'll be a totally different team, but fundamentally they just not there yet.
So run scores.
But they'll get there.
Winkle will come to the plate. 6 have come across here. It's 14-0.
Yeah, I think I was telling you earlier, before we started, I think I'm working with Ramon Salazar. He has a grandson on his team, and they didn't have a coach probably till a month and a half ago. They didn't even know if they were going to have a baseball team.
Hit to left field, base hit for Winkle. Nice swing by Ivan. And so he'll be aboard with a base hit.
Yeah. You see what I do with this pitcher? I take him out to lunch tomorrow and say, listen, brother, you gave me what you got. You gave me what you had, and that's all I ask.
Well, all you ask has got to be around the plate.
Exactly.
And he has been around the plate with everything. Yeah. I can't recall that he's walked a hitter. Pitch on the way.
I don't think he has.
Inside corner for a strike to Dobuck, which I count that a win.
So, yeah. And let's be honest, the Plymouth level is a little bit better than Triton's, and he's doing well.
Pitches high for a ball. 1-1.
But if I was this coach over here, Coach Elliott, I'd say, what are you guys doing in the summer? I'll get you on a travel team, and you guys start playing.
Get some playing time in. Fouled off to the left side. Another long run for Greer. He almost gets there, but not quite. So it's a long strike. 1-2. That's the bottom line in this game, especially hitting. Repetition. Got to get swing after swing after swing.
And, once again, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but you work with kids and, 2 or 3 hours a week, and that's not going to be enough. They got to do everything at home. You got to do 15, 20, 30 cuts at home, and that's all it's going to take. But instead of being on PlayStation for 2 hours,
go out and swing a bat.
Swing a bat for a half hour.
See, that's the thing. I don't think pitch on the way. That's hit high
that's
in
a
the air.
Good hit. That's keep his hands back.
And it was a nice job. Hangs up long enough for the left field. No, he drops it. So the left fielder, Corey Hill, made a nice long run but couldn't finish the deal.
He's a sophomore.
And so the error will put runners on all the bases, and Pittman will hit again this inning.
But what I like about Matt on that one is he kept his hands back, and drove it out to left field.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, the thing with hitting right now is you're up 14, 15, nothing, man. You want to go up there and rip the ball, but don't create bad habits.
Right.
Don't get yourself out to hit the ball hard.
Lock in and just try to hit a line drive. Like, well, you drop there a little bit. Got in the
Yeah,
air, right
that's
field.
trouble.
That's tough.
That's trouble.
That was tough, and it's dropped out there by Isaac Lemler. That'll bring 1 run home. Everybody else will hold as Lemler gets the ball in quickly, and it'll be another one for Plymouth. They get 16-0. 8 have come across here in the third.
See, I know that pitcher is kind of, I don't want to say getting upset, but he's like,
I should have been sitting there drinking Gatorade.
exactly, exactly. That's why coach needs to take him out to lunch tomorrow.
Yep.
Or sit him down in his office and say, listen.
You did what you needed to do. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Greer can't handle it. Goes by him into left field, and the runner Dobuck will come across from second, so 2 more score.
I don't know if you that once said, I think it was you, pitchers always get mad of players making errors, but every walk a pitcher commits or gives up, it's an error on the pitcher.
That's an error on the pitcher.
And he hasn't had too many errors.
No.
He hasn't walked too many kids.
That's the thing that, I remember that Dobuck scored. Hang on here.
Yep.
We had pitchers that used to get upset when somebody made an error, and I would go to the mound and say, look, next time you walk a guy, I'm going to let him come out here and scream at you.
Exactly.
You want to give him a look when he makes an error, you walk a guy, he gets to do that to you.
Exactly.
So that's the trade-off.
That's what you try to teach these younger kids, the pitchers, especially at the lower levels. Work on your mechanics, throw strikes, let your defense work.
You are 100% right there.
I was listening to talking to Cam Denny, and he was saying nowadays they don't look at ERAs or anything like that. They're looking at the walk strikeout ratio.
Right. Well, that's what you should look at.
Yeah.
So Widener will step in, Caden Widener to hit.
I mean, I don't know if he struck anybody out, but I know he hasn't walked anybody.
Which is, once again, that's a bottom line. You don't want to have free bases in front of all this.
How many errors have they had? 6?
6. Curveball hit high and hard to left field, base hit. They will hold up Pittman at third, so the bases are loaded again. So a good, well-struck single to left.
See, unless they don't have anybody, they need to be starting warming somebody up.
I would say.
Because he's probably
at this point, he's got 90 pitches, so I imagine this will be it no matter what for Pitney.
He probably has 80, 90 pitches.
And I know people are going to look at this. Curveball's hit on the ground, little nubber.
See what Skyler did.
And throw over is not in time as the second baseman, Hunter Schatzel, cannot get it over there. So another run will come across, and we're going to have a visit by Mark Elliott.
But I was watching Skyler, and I love Skyler to death. Him and Tanner are like kids to me. But that front foot's flying way open. He's hitting that ball at the end of the bat.
That's not going to work.
No, not when you face fast pitching. When you face kids that know, and then once again, nothing against this kid, but when you face kids that can not pitch but throw, and throw at spots, it's going to be hard for him to hit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to have a new pitcher, and we will take a break, and we'll set the stage for you when we come back. Right now, it is 19-0 Plymouth, and we'll take a break back after this.
All right. baseball? No. 10 seconds. And you're on.
Back at Bill Nixon Field, Rusty Nixon, Bob Caban. It is 19-0. Pilgrims, we've got a pitching change. It's going to be Corey Hill on the mound for Triton. Jacob Pitney will move to third base. And Cohen Dion will come on. He'll hit for the catcher, Boston Berkey-Pyle. I'm going to assume that he will also stay in the ball game and catch, as he's your backup. Matt Manzik waiting on deck. And Hill, the new pitcher, will face him. Corey Hill, right-hander, ready to go. His first pitch on the way with the bases loaded is high for a ball.
And this kid's a sophomore. Really, all these sophomores really are freshmen because they didn't play last year.
They didn't play a year ago.
So good Lord, they have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got 13, 14 legit freshmen.
Pitch on the way, high to center. Cunningham will come on, almost overruns it, and he'll make the play. And now there are two away as coming across the score will be Feast, runner at third.
And if they haven't played travel ball. This is their first year of playing baseball.
First year of organized ball for most of these guys, I would imagine. And the same thing on Plymouth, but the difference is a lot of those guys play all summer.
Exactly.
Stretch by Hill. He'll come to the plate. That's hit hard up the middle, and he'll get through for a base hit for Manzik. Matt Manzik will be aboard. He'll get an RBI.
Next year they make that play.
You're right. You're right. So the single up the middle, Manzik has looked good.
Yeah.
He has looked good at the plate. Cam Widener will step in. And he has doubled and reached on an error, had a sacrifice fly.
To me, with Plymouth hitting, once again, I don't want to say anything bad about Triton, but the cunning thumbers that they're throwing, they're staying back and hitting the ball hard.
Strike there to Widener as that curveball breaks in. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, 21-0 now. Plymouth in the lead. Hill comes set. He'll come to the plate. Pitch is up for a ball.
And me as a Triton coach, what I'd get out of this, it's hard to say how can you get something positive out of it, getting beat 21-0. They haven't given up any walks.
No, and the other part is you got guys playing hard.
Exactly.
You don't have anybody that's hanging their head, walking around. I mean, there is a feeling that this is just a matter of youth.
Oh, yeah.
Ball 2-2-1. 2 out.
2 years from now, this will be a different game.
This will be a different game. If they stay together, keep getting better.
Yeah. And if you've coached for any amount of time, we've all gone through this.
Everybody's gone through this. Ball high goes to 3-1 here. Hill, behind in the count, wants to get something over. 2 outs, you just got to get out. At this point, you're just hoping to get out. You got to get out of this and get in and hit.
Exactly.
Hill is set. Pitch is on the way. That gets away from the catcher all the way back to the screen, and the runners will move up on ball 4.
He tried to throw a little too hard there.
Ivan Winkle will step in again.
Somebody's hitting.
Oh, that is going to be Trey Hall getting his first at bat of the new season. So Trey will step in. Wearing number 20. Not sure what is going to happen defensively. I'm sure we'll have a ton of changes. Imagine Trey will stay in somewhere. Not sure where. Waiting on deck, we've got another pinch hitter. So Hall will step in with 2 outs. Runners at all of the bases for Plymouth. Hill is ready. His pitch is on the way. That is outside. Gets away from the catcher again. Not far enough to score anybody, and the runners will retreat.
But going back to travel ball and talking about Nate, your son, I don't think he started playing travel ball until he played 12U, after 12U.
Yeah, it was 12.
And then I don't know if it was before he played for me or after he played for me, but once he played travel ball, man, he was a different player.
Yeah.
I mean, he played really well. I mean, he was competitive when he played 12U, but he was still kind of raw.
Yeah.
But when he started playing with the Chargers, which I think that's who he played with.
Yes.
Man, he was different ball player when he was at the high school level.
He played with a great bunch of guys, though.
Coach Bogan and
yes, hit high to the right side. That's going to be trouble as it'll drop behind the second baseman, and another runner aboard as Trey gets his first single.
Coach Bogan's a good man.
He is a baseball guy. I know Nate loved playing for him, but he loved those. I mean, that was that whole bunch from Northwood.
Yeah.
That ended up playing in the semi-state game.
Yeah, that's Linville and all them on it.
Yep, they were really, really good. A lot of good.
Who was that catcher back? Who was that catcher back then? Went somewhere to play.
I know that.
I can't think of it, but he was a pretty good. I think he was a running back.
Yeah, they had
a running back or a linebacker, one or the other.
Had a lot of really good baseball players on that bunch. Stays high for a ball.
Well, I remember we used to have some pretty good games of 12U when we played each other. Them and New Paris.
That was another team that had a lot of tradition there. Darafield at the plate. He'll just take that one in the shoulder and go to first.
I'd have jumped out of the way on that one. Let me hit. They ain't going to hurt you.
And we'll have
Number 10.
Devontae Garcia coming to the plate here. This is going to be a scorekeeping nightmare.
I'm glad you're doing
for me. Yeah, I'm sure you're happy I'm doing it.
Oh, my goodness. I just used a whole different sheet.
I'm sure you're happy I'm doing it. 23-0 to score. I got to put this all together for the paper, too.
Yeah, it might have a late night there, brother.
23-0 our score. 19 hits now for Plymouth. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. Corey Hill, pitch on the way, is up high for a ball.
But talk about Ramon Salazar. He's got a grandson here that plays on this Triton team. And once again, I think he's a sophomore, but this is his first year playing. And
boy, I tell you, Ramon was a great pitcher. And
that's
hits
he was a
Garcia.
Stud. He was a stud.
Yes, he was.
Did he go anywhere to play?
I don't think he did.
No,
I think
he could have.
I think he stayed here and worked. But see, a lot of guys did that. Your brother did that too, didn't he?
Yeah, no, where'd he go? He could have went to Iowa to play some college in Iowa, but he went to stay close to home with Dad, and then he went to Fort Wayne Business College.
Pitch on the way.
Yeah, he could
up and away.
He could have went somewhere to play.
There's a lot of guys. Ed Kelso, I know. Dad always said if he'd been able to play him at his natural position at third base, he might have been able to get drafted. He was one of the better hitters I ever saw.
Oh, yeah.
Was a great hitter. On the ground,
Oh,
high hopper,
baby.
they'll go to second
Oh,
base.
get there, brother.
And
Get there,
he did
brother.
not get there in time.
Doggone it.
So,
see, with practice, they'll get that figured out in practice.
Now batting for Plymouth,
once again, it was
Caden Widener.
It was the right play. The second baseman made the right play. He's just the shortstop wasn't there.
so the base hit, because that's what you got to give him. Advances all the hitters, or the runners, I should say. Stay loaded. And at the plate will be Caden Widener. Singled his last time up. Pitch on the way. That one inside for a ball. Yeah, Ramon was a heck. But he was on. Buchanan played with him.
Jeffers.
Yeah, you know what? With Pete, I don't think people understand as good a football player as he was. Fouled back.
Oh man,
He was a great pitcher.
Oh, he was,
I think he only lost 2 or 3 games as a high school player in 4 years.
He was a big fella.
I
remember coming and watching my brother play and watching those guys play, and I was like, good Lord.
Pete was the first guy I ever saw break an aluminum bat. And that was back in the day when those things were like a fence post.
Yeah.
Pitches outside for a ball. Nobody used them because they were so thick and heavy. They were just, you couldn't swing them.
Yeah.
You preferred the wood. 25-0 the score here. 19 hits for Plymouth. There's been a lot of really great baseball players here over the years.
We just lost one about a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we did. Pitch inside. That'll hit Widener. And so hit by pitch will move everybody around. And it brings up Skylar Aker. 26-0 now.
Come on, Skylar.
2 outs. Bases still loaded.
He's not going to throw a ball by you. Keep your front side in and drive the ball.
Aker ready to go. First pitch to him.
That's
hit
better.
High in the
That's
air
better.
to right.
That's better.
Right fielder never, ever saw it. It'll go way over his head back
That's
towards
better.
the fence. Center fielder will have to run it down.
Boy, I watched his front foot on that one. It was good. Stepped
2
right to the pitcher.
will come across on the double.
Skylar's a pretty smart kid. If somebody tells him, hey, this is what you're doing, he'll figure it out. He's a pretty good hitter. Man, I remember when him and Tanner, they were 12, and they were at the Acres, and they had a ATV accident.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, my
I remember
goodness.
that.
Yeah,
That was not good.
no.
Pitch on the way. And a little bit outside. 1-0. To Cohen Dion, who, as I said, I assume will be catching here when we get back around to this.
my
The ball
goodness.
goes all the way over the hitter, gets back to the screen. And it's now 2-0.
I shouldn't say this, Nick, but to get out of this inning, would you tell kids to swing anything close?
No. Well, see, here's the thing. If I've been on these,
Oh, I
on the
know.
other end of these,
I know.
with me with the 0.
And you don't want to show any disrespect.
No, and the other part of that is, though, these guys, my feeling was, I tell the other coach, just don't manufacture on me. Don't steal bases
Exactly.
and bunt and run.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you got guys that haven't played all year. Don't tell them not to play hard.
Exactly.
This may be their only time for a week they get on the field.
Yep. Yep. But some coaches would say, just go up there and swing, get out of the inning.
Well, and there's a school of thought that that's the thing to do. I guess I don't have a problem with that if somebody does.
No,
but
I'm like you. Don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Let me get out of it my own.
yeah, at the same time, if this is happening to me, I'm the one that has to teach my kids about
Exactly.
how to do that. This is on me. Pitch is high for a ball. That'll be a walk. So Manzuk will come back to the plate. Single and 3 singles and a walk tonight. He's 3 for 3.
See, like right now, once again, is this catcher a senior?
I don't think so. Yeah, he is. Farrell's a senior.
Okay. He needs to go out there and just tell the kid, throw strikes.
Yeah.
Don't let him, at least somebody, shortstop or somebody, say, hey, good thing about this, another 2-3 hours we're eating supper.
2 out, 28-0. Pitch behind the hitter for a ball. Matt Manzuk, third baseman, standing in. Cam Widener on deck. I know probably the only reason he's still out here is because they want to see him throw another inning.
Exactly.
We still have 2 innings to go in this one. 28-0. Pitch is hit hard on the ground.
Field that, brother.
And it
I
gets
thought he had it.
through for a base hit.
See, next year he makes that play.
Well, yeah. Came really close to it right there.
Yeah.
Number 1, Cam White.
Once again, that's a freshman.
So now Hill will face Cam Widener. Pitch is there for a ball. Widener, the pitcher, pitch on the way, inside, bounces in. It's 2-0 now to Widener.
think these guys got beat by OD.
Yep, ground ball
Oh, that's
picked
good.
up by the
Get there,
shortstop,
brother.
and he will not throw it over in time, so a base hit there for Widener.
Now batting for Plymouth, number 20, Trey Hall.
And Hall will come up for the second time in this inning. Stretch, the pitch on the way,
You know,
almost gets away.
Me, if I was the Triton coach, I would, at the end of the year, I'd say, okay, this is where we started, this is where we ended. Hopefully, we're a heck of a lot better
Exactly.
when we ended. And and I know I'd probably get in trouble if I was a coach, but I'd say, okay, fellas, after this game, we're gonna go practice and see, show you what we're doing wrong and what we need to do.
Yeah, you'd get in trouble.
Well, but I would sit each kid down and say, okay, you guys figure it out yourselves. What, during the game, situations, what did you do right, what did you do wrong? And then you learn from it. I think it was Tennille Feast when I said, there's no such thing as losing, there's only learning.
Yeah.
Something like that, which I thought was pretty cool.
I agree with you.
When the basketball team was struggling.
Well, you know, teams struggle. It's part of games. Hall will go to first here.
It's a part of learning. You're going to struggle in real life at work.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have bad days at work. You're going to have good days at work.
Nate Deerfield.
So Deerfield will come to the plate. He got hit by a pitch his last time up. It's now 31-0. We're going to have another pitching change. So we will take a break. We'll come back and set it for you. Right now it is 31-0 Plymouth, and we'll be back after this.
All right. All right. Ten seconds. And you're back.
Back at Bill Nixon Field, our score right now, 31-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Plymouth with the lead, and our new pitcher is Riley Linval. Comes on in relief of Corey Hill. This all started with Jacob Pitney, and it has been a, how shall we say it, long inning for everybody. Nate Deerfield will step in now. And Linville ready. Pitch is up and away for a ball.
Hey, where you going? Where you going? Where you going, dude?
I don't know what's going on here. The runner is standing between the
Oh.
plate, and so Matt Manzik will get picked off.
What were we talking about just
Well, exactly.
10, 15 minutes ago?
So caught stealing, Matt Manzik will end the inning, and that will do it for Plymouth in the third. But They pushed 23 runs across, and we will head to the top of the fourth. It is 31-0 Plymouth.
Dude.
Got it. That was quick. Ten seconds. And back to you.
Bill Nixon Field, Rusty Nixon with you, and Bob Caban right next to me. I may need you to talk for a while because I got to set all these pitching changes and fielding changes. And
there's going to be a big silence there for a while.
There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. We have a lot of folks on the field now, obviously. I'm trying to find them all. Lennon Creekbaum and right. Trey Hall stays in the game. He'll be at second. Caden Widener at shortstop. And Cam Widener, the pitcher, pitches inside for a ball.
Oh.
And the throw gets away.
I think that's Dion catching, is it?
It is. Cohen Dion stays behind the plate.
Is Aker still first?
I believe so. Yeah. Isaac Lemler, the hitter, left-hander for Triton. Pitch on the way.
Manzuk still at third.
It's a ball.
Dobak, I think, still on left. Is that Dobak?
Yep, I think it is. Dobak in left. I know Creekbaum is in right. Pitch on the way.
What's that? Abbott Costello, who's on first?
Ball
What's on
three.
second?
Yeah, now this is what, I have PTSD about this situation. 3-0, you've got a 31-run lead. Now, what would you be hearing? Then he walks him on 4 pitches. What would you be hearing from our dugout when we were playing?
Well, I'd go out there and tell him. Or you wouldn't be hearing nothing. I'd just go out there and tell him. Dude, he's not going to hit a 31-run home run. Just throw strikes.
Yeah, I got
dinner on the table.
That's a lot nicer than remember back in our day.
Coach Nixon throw balls at you.
Yeah, you'd be hearing stuff from the dugout about all kinds of things.
You can't do that nowadays.
No, you probably can't. Pitch on the way. There's a strike.
If you did, Mama would be calling you. But with Coach Nixon, Coach Nixon wouldn't matter. Nixon.
He would have. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
He probably hung up on him.
No, he'd probably said his piece there. Ground ball to the shortstop. Take the out. Oh, nice play by Widener. He'll throw it across.
That took a crazy hop.
It's a smart play by Caden as he'll make a nice one on a weird hopper out there. And he's able to throw Farrell out at first.
That's a good play.
And the right play, too. I mean,
at this age, at this score, you just throw get outs, man.
Your first inclination is to look at second base, but Caden just never even did. Just picked it up and threw it.
Get 5 outs and get out of here.
1 out. That pitch is right there, a little bit up, but Farrell takes it for a strike.
This could be good. I bet
Jeremiah Farrell.
I bet he's a football player.
I believe you're right. Stretch by Widener. And his 0-1 is on the way. That's hit in the air back here to the screen. And it'll be strike 2.
I don't think I'd want to get hit by him.
No, I would find another way around if he was coming after me.
I wouldn't be able to find a way around him. Either get hit or fall down.
Luckily, in high school, you just take a knee.
Exactly.
Pitch on the way. That's a swing and a miss. He comes up on the hands, and
ask-
Farrell swings through it.
Or ask for mercy.
Yeah, I don't. I've known a lot of football players, including a bunch of my family. That ain't gonna happen.
No. No.
That ain't gonna happen.
That's why I never played football.
Yeah. Nate Amsden will step in. He's a heck of a football player over at Triton. Widener in the stretch. Pitch on the way. He's upstairs for a ball.
I had the Puerto Rican disease. Too fat, too slow, and too short.
That's Bob Caban, ladies and gentlemen. 31-0 our score. And we're in the top of the fourth.
Oh, look at this.
Strike there by Widener.
Yeah, we Caban people. We didn't have the blazing speed like.
Oh, come on.
Every one Caban kid that played baseball here in Plymouth could barely outrun a turtle.
Yeah, you and I were always in the turtle races, weren't we?
Yeah.
You and me and Tim Trump.
I remember one time Dan was playing and Coach Nixon was in the dugout. He goes, "Get that piano off your back." He just hit a double and hit the fence. He barely made it to second base.
Swing and a miss by Amsden, and that'll end the inning. So a couple of strikeouts here for Widener. As Triton is gone in inning number 4, we'll come in for the Plymouth half, and they lead this one 31-0.
Okay.
I'm assuming we've gotten through our commercials pretty good.
Yeah, we're all ready through all of them.
Woo-hoo. At least the sponsors will be happy.
Yeah. All right, 10 seconds. And back to you.
Bill Nixon Field. Rusty Nixon with Bob Caban. It's 31-0 Plymouth. Got a lot of activity down the Plymouth dugout. I think we're going to see Matt Mansick finish this one up on the mound. Matt Dobuck will come on to hit here again. I believe he is re-entering in that spot in the order. Nate Derafield was hitting there, but Dobuck now going to come on because I got a feeling that Nate is going to go down and warm up the pitcher when they get around to it. He will probably come in here as the catcher. So Dobuck will step in. He has had another decent night. Single and a double, couple of RBIs. So 2 for 4. That's a little bit. That's right around his 500 average.
I'm working with Ryan Jolly after this game. Hopefully the sun doesn't go down by the time.
Now, I understand he is a heck of a player. That's flared out into left field. Left fielder gets a late break. He'll come in, and it'll drop. So Lemler can't put it away, and so Dobuck will go into second base with another hit.
Yeah, Ryan's a good kid. He plays, once again, he's one of those travel kids that plays.
I know
and
that
he's gotten better.
Benji has really been happy with him on that JV team. At least as a hitter, for sure.
Yeah, he works hard.
Hit hard to left. That's
over his
Garcia.
head.
That's going to be,
Nope.
nice play out there by the left fielder as he runs it down.
I thought that was hit a lot harder.
Lemler able to run down that ball by Garcia. And so
Got good metal on it.
one out. He did get a lot of that. Not quite enough. It's too high.
Yep.
Now Creekbaum will step in.
I never heard this kid.
I'll tell you what. one thing about Lennon. He can run.
I was going to say.
Flat out fly.
Is he a football player?
Yes, he is. 0-1 count, 1 out. Runner at second is Dobuck. Pitch on the way. That's hit high in the air to center.
That's
curving into the gap. Nice play out there by Cunningham. He has looked good.
Yeah, this kid's throwing strikes and getting outs.
Good things happen when you throw strikes. Heard that a time or two, too.
Yeah, I heard.
Easy game when you throw the ball over the plate.
Oh, yeah. You throw a ball 100 miles an hour, but if you can't throw a strike, what good is it?
So Widener will step in. Pitch on the way. That's curveball. Ooh, that was close.
That's what's funny about these younger kids. They want to throw the ball really hard. Well, you can throw the ball hard, but if you can't throw a strike, you're not going to be a pitcher.
Exactly. Pitch on the way. Away.
I remember Jeremy Drudge. Good Lord, he could throw.
Oh, yeah, you talk about
but if you
arm.
If you let him pitch from center field, he'd throw strikes. But if you pitch him from the mound, he could throw a strike for nothing.
Well, he did okay.
Yeah.
Playing at Valpo now.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he's playing tomorrow, I think, Indiana State. I try to keep up with him every weekend.
Pitch is high. He's called strike. 2-1.
That dude can hit, man.
Well, it's like I told his dad at one point. I said, he is a prototype for an unbelievable center fielder.
Oh.
He's big. He's strong. He has a cannon for an arm. He hits for power, fast. I mean,
the only thing
he's perfect as a baseball player.
Yeah, the only thing he has to learn on is he's got too many strikeouts, but that'll come.
Well, nowadays they don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, you care, but I care, but
I forget what game. If it was it wasn't last weekend because they didn't play. But 2 weekends ago, I was watching them at Dallas Baptist, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, they're a good team.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great program.
And he was playing right field, and dude, I tell you what, he dove probably 10, 15 feet for a ball twice, and he caught it. I think it was Dallas Baptist.
It probably was. I think they're in the same conference.
Oh, yeah, they're in the same conference.
But I think, weren't they in the World Series a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
At least in the regional final.
Yeah.
That is a great program. Has been for a long time. Pitches high for a ball.
Yeah, he said they're 1 through 9 they can hit. And that, I don't know what their record is, but I know they played at least 20 games.
That's hit hard on the ground. Shortstop Kaufman.
Oh, there it is.
And he'll get the play at second. So.
And they haven't played one game at home yet.
Who, Valpo has?
Yeah.
Wow.
They play Indiana State, then they play at home.
Huh. Well, we're going to take a break. It is 31-0 here, and Triton coming to bat in the 5th. We'll be back after this.
Got it. Ten seconds. Back to you.
Back at Bill Nixon Field, Rusty Nixon and Bob Caban here. 31-0 is our score. We head to the 5th, and See who's on the mound. Is that still?
That's Winkle.
That is
Winkle.
Ivan Winkle will come on. And he will throw the 5th inning.
Well, I tell you what, he could chuck, but if he can control what's in between his ears, he'd be a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, I think you're right. So Ivan will come on. He will pitch the 5th here. Matt Dobuck will stay in the game. He will go to first base.
He's probably, I don't know how much he's thrown this year, but he throws the ball pretty hard. Well, playing shortstop, you got to throw the ball.
You got to have a decent arm.
But it's just, sometimes if he's not throwing strikes, his emotions get to him and he's done.
Well, today they shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, wait a minute. They probably will because he's the kind that he doesn't know what score it is.
Oh, no.
He has no idea what the score is.
He's pitching 0-0.
Yep. He's second pitch there. 1-0 the count. Actually, it's the first.
Slow down there, Wink.
Throwing from the stretch. Pitch on the way. That's right down the middle for a strike. Once again, just throw it up out over the plate. See how far they can hit it.
It's just the last inning.
Yeah, could be.
It better be.
Unless they can put 31 across. That's on the inside corner for a strike.
I'll buy you lunch if they do. I'll buy you supper.
You know what?
Because we'll be here a while.
I was going to say, we're going to both need some sustenance. Pitch on the way. That is a swing and a miss, and it is strike 3. So Kaufman is down swinging, and that'll bring up Corey Hill. His second appearance, he struck out his first time, this time against Winkle.
We're talking about Drudge. He came in the wintertime when they were at school. He came into the cages and hit. I tossed a lot of people and stayed behind the L screen. He's the only one that scares me, even behind an L screen when he hits.
Yeah. Well, your son almost took my leg off one time, even using an L screen. Pitches low for a ball. 1-2 here to Hill. I don't know what happened. We were out in the cage here, and there was like that much of a gap under it.
Oh, they always find
He
it.
hit one that never even touched that thing going under and hit me directly on the ankle, and it was a screamer. He was laughing his head off at me as he normally did. His strike out there for Hill, but
I could just see him.
Oh, he was having a good. He still says I was crying when we were going through the mountains of West Virginia that year, and I will tell you, Nick, no, I was not. Ball or strike 1. Every time he talks to me, you were. No, I was not. I wasn't happy. Swinging a miss for a
Wink's
strike.
throwing strikes. That a baby Wink.
That's all you need to do with 2 outs, 31-run lead.
Throw a little curveball here, Wink.
Cunningham's had a nice game. He had a single his first time up. He's looked good in center field. Pitch on the way.
Oh, there it
Curveball
was,
hit
and
him.
him.
So there you go. Base runner now.
He's telling Corbett, his uncle, why'd you call that?
So hit by pitch, Zach Greer will come to the plate. Actually, it's a pinch hitter. This is going to be, we'll see here in a minute. Pitch on the way. That's low for ball 1.
Number 30.
Number 30. That is Will
William
Bontrager.
Bontrager. He's a senior.
So Bontrager will hit. Pitch on the way. It's right there for a strike. And it's 1-1.
Throwing out a curveball.
2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Runner at first is Cunningham. He'll go on a steal, and he will steal it standing. So a stolen base by Cunningham. With 2 out. Pitch on the way. Bontrager swing and a miss on a pitch high. And he is down in the count, 1-2.
Throw it there a week again, and the game's over.
Chin high fastball is the best strikeout pitch in the game.
No.
That one gets away from the catcher. Dion goes back to the screen. So Cunningham goes to third.
See, Wink right here, even though, once again, mentally the score is 0-0, you got to work here. Because you don't know when you're going to come into a conference game, and they're going to need you.
Exactly.
And you got to have the mentality of, I got to throw strikes.
Exactly. 2-2 pitch on the way.
Atta baby.
That's right down the middle for a
Atta
called
baby.
strike 3, and that will end this game. So Winkle strikes out Bontrager to end it, and that is our ball game here at Bill Nixon Field. Our final score, Plymouth with 31, Triton with nothing, and we'll take a break and come back right after this to finish it out.
They've done okay without me. I don't need to come in here and start stirring shit.
Yeah.
That's my toe. I'm keeping an eye on. I might have to have it after this. Really? My mom just had that too. They got diabetes. But I smoke 2 fucking packs a day. It's on her ass.
Huh?
All the time.
4? All right. You gonna play another one? All right.
Up until tonight, we got beat 29-1. Well, tonight we beat them 30 something. Yeah, 31-0. I can finish it out though. Huh? Sounds like I can finish it.
Yeah. Are we coming back on after this one, or keep going? We might not be there. I guess just keep playing.
Yeah.
All right.
Play them until you hear say.
All right.
So are you enjoying doing this?
Mhm.
Okay.
Dad. What? Uncle Mike works for AFUs, right?
Huh?
Uncle Mike works with like AFUs.
No.
No. What do you work with?
Who's for sir?
Oh.
And yeah. Good. Good. Did a check. Good. So, I don't know what's wrong. I got that big can sitting out front there. See? Got a electric cord running in the building. It really pissed.
All right. After this commercial. 10. And you're back.
Nixon Field, Rusty Nixon, Bob Caban. We're joined by, boy, that, you know, they let Tony Plotho come up here. You going to take credit for this? Is that what you're going to do? Or
all I know is when Coach Wolf left, we went off on a 23-0 run. No, it's a good night tonight for our pitchers. Matt started off well, throwing a lot of strikes. He's had two good outings. You know, we knew this was our last game before we hit it for real as far as conference goes, and we were just looking forward to playing well defensively, putting a bat on the ball, and playing fundamental baseball. So, we got some younger kids in tonight as well, and they got to get their first action on Bill Nixon Field. So, all in all, it's a good night. We'll get back at it tomorrow and try to shore some things up for our conference start on Monday against Mishawaka.
First, I want to say Ryan had a thing with his kids are a junior high program
being put
tonight.
into National Honor Society.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He had a time he needed to leave. So
yeah, without question, that's that happens once. I remember being there for Nate's. That was quite an experience. So
I remember missing Audies and Annies
Oh, really?
because we were out of town.
Okay. Yeah.
I never got the privilege of being in one of those.
I know I wasn't.
Who's
Myself or kids.
I was going to say, was that your fault or Nick's? I got to think it was Nick's fault, not yours. It wasn't Dad. Now, you got to be happy with the way these guys are playing now. I mean, you're talking about a bunch of guys that this is their first high school baseball,
Right.
let alone
well,
varsity.
We saw at St. Joe the first time some of these guys were even on in a varsity game or on a high school game for that
Right.
matter. And so we've come a long way in a short period of time. We decided to have our catchers just worry about catching
Exactly.
and not worry about hitting. And so I think that's helped us a little bit. And that's a spot that, man, if we can get those guys playing like they can, that's 3 years of those guys. So we're hoping that they keep improving every game, and it looks they're doing a pretty good job at this point.
And I was going to bring that up. You guys made that decision pretty early. And it's hard for a freshman or a sophomore to catch a varsity game, no matter how much experience they have on another level. It is a completely different game.
Right, and these guys, you remember, because of the pandemic, they didn't catch a high school game.
Exactly.
So, we know what we have ahead of us, and they are working hard. Coach Hayes got them, Coach Corbett's got them in different drills, and they're working hard. They want to be good, and you can see that. So, they're going to keep improving, and if they do, we're talking 3 years of these guys catching. Yeah. That's going to be nice.
Well, on the other side of the field, I don't know if you saw this. I mean, Bob and I were commenting on it. I don't know Mark Elliott at all, but between every inning, I know people are going to look at this and say, well, he had these kids all circled around him after every inning going over things and teaching it, and they're all sitting there nodding their head. I mean, to me, that's the right way to do it.
Talking to him before the game, he's a first-year coach. He's come in after Hensley. Last year, they only had 11 kids in the program. They've got 20. But they're still looking for those baseball type kids.
Exactly.
And he had a couple, and he's had some things he had to deal with. But you're right. I mean, it's a tough situation to walk into, and he does. He has everybody listening. For the most part, they're talking about plays. It's a lot of physical deficiencies right now. So.
Yeah. Well, and you're talking about a team of 9 players. There was 6 freshmen and 2 or 3 sophomores.
And once again, the sophomores never played last year, so really they're all
freshmen.
Right.
So anyway, where do you guys go from here? I know next week. It's a killer week. I mean,
and we have some fun games. I mean, Mishawaka the first time in the conference, and then we go to Fort Wayne to play Warsaw at night, and then we come back and play LaPorte on Saturday. So we got a lot of traditional tough games, and we got a fun week ahead, and hopefully, these guys are all in. I mean, you watch these guys come to practice, and they are together. They get along pretty well. If somebody walked into our first few games and you look at Matt Dobuk, you're thinking that's an all-state kid.
Right.
I mean, the way he's fielding the ball, the way he's hitting the ball, not necessarily throwing yet. He's still figuring some things out. But tonight he came in, did his job. He pitched well the first time out, so we're really counting on him to step up. But we got some guys we really trust and can count on the mound too. So next week's going to be a big week for us. Hopefully we'll keep putting the bat on the ball and not giving extra outs.
Well, man, I'm going to let you get down there and yell at him for not doing things the way you want them done on the field.
Was doing on bases, so we got to figure that out.
We're all right. We're up here like, what is he doing? Then I saw you over there. I said, I know what he's doing.
Okay, all right. We
See you,
that
Coach.
out quick. Thanks, Tony. Well, I want to thank you for joining me too.
Oh man, it's fun.
It was a good time.
Not much. Not what did Coach Nixon used to say? You ain't much, but you're all I got.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of right. I hope we didn't bore too many people with old stories and all that crap. But anyway, it was nice to see you.
Yes,
again.
sir.
Nice
yes,
to
sir.
have you up here. It was nice to have you folks listening too. Isaac, thank you for all you do back at the studio, turning the dials and making it sound